you know, having worked with this guy, I've never seen anything like it. He don't give a who you put in front of him. I'm telling you now.
I'm waiting for him to send me the contract. Them doesn't know what's up. I'm right here waiting for him.
Fight fans, welcome back.
My personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
He's a Phoenix phenomenon who backs up words with violent action.
He is leaving it all in the ring, both going toe-to-toe.
Anthony the Dog Durrell, tamed and beaten down in 9.
I got hit with a good shot. I'm not taking nothing away from David. He's a hell of a champion.
Romer Angelo refused to carry on. Ronald Ellis and Kyron Davis each reached their respective limits.
Still undefeated, still savage-like.
David Lemieux was destroyed.
And down goes Lemieux, and he's in big trouble.
And Caleb Plant just about heard the final bell.
Benavidez beat the
yes, he did.
Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
And how tough is Caleb Plant?
Caleb Plant is so tough, and he's a very, very skilled guy.
Damn.
My goodness, what a fight.
Now, only a Mexican rival remains as the last piece of the puzzle.
Canelo cannot be called the best until he fights Benavidez.
Here we take a hopeful look at David Benavidez versus Canelo Álvarez.
But I don't care. I fight anybody.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
I know what I'm capable of, and I know when the going gets tough, I know what comes out of me.
I saw your hand extend to his cheek. Is that mental warfare, or is this thing as real as it looks when we're talking about the dislike?
It appears that David Benavidez performs best when he has a point to prove.
I don't care what people say. At the end of the day, they say I'm fat, they say I'm this, they say I'm that, they say I'm not dedicated. But at the end of the day, I'm doing my job.
His ongoing beef with Caleb Plant became deeply personal. Sniping back and forth for years, talk of a gym brawl surfaced. Settling matters in the ring, Benavidez was a fight favorite who arrived in the best shape of his career.
It speaks for itself. I'm on weight. I've been on weight the whole week, and I'm ready to take this motherfucker's head off.
And simply thrived under pressure.
Plant was winning a lot of them rounds. And for Benavidez to kind of weather that storm and not panic, you got to give him credit for that.
Adopting a Frankenstein approach to cutting off Caleb's escape routes and suffocating the Tennessee mover.
Yeah, that's because of the movement. Caleb Plant doing his best to stave off the attack.
Benavidez has crafted a fighting style that is not always pretty, but remains pretty effective.
Benavidez has, and many guys like to have a suffocating style. Yeah. You can hit him with your best stuff, and he's walking through it. And that does something to you mentally, I think.
Picking the correct shots to head and body, his conditioning held up as Plant's energy reserves waned.
And still, the undefeated...
It's what we've become accustomed to from the young champion who grinds down opponents with a joyful appetite for destruction.
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody, I have a lot of respect for Canelo Álvarez, but he has to give me that shot now. Let's make it happen in September.
Deciding against an open call-out of Canelo, Benavidez is letting the fans apply the pressure outside, while he turns up the heat inside.
That's a great... You know, Benavidez beats Plant. That's a tremendous fight for Canelo Álvarez. This guy don't duck challenges. He wants to fight the best.
With each passing fight, calls for the contest intensify.
You see a lot of weaknesses in Benavidez, seeing that fight against Plant?
He's a good fighter. But look, I'm a great fighter.
Mexican legends like Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, and Eric Morales refused to back down from a challenge. Canelo must not skirt this offer of man-to-man machismo.
Who would your favorite fights Canelo?
I mean, it's a reason Canelo hasn't fought him.
Beaten twice already by master boxers, Benavidez brings a different threat of all-out war.
The type of people that could actually give Canelo problems are the ones that got power and the ones that will actually sit there and fight, not the ones that are going to try to run around and make it to the 12th round.
You got 2 Mexican fighters, man, you're guaranteed a war. You know, big fight, you know, money, pay-per-view, it's excitement, the fans, you know what I'm saying?
So now it's just a case of, okay, where will I end up when it's all said and done as the greatest Mexican
or one of the greatest of all time.
There's a reason why Canelo is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
This epic clash has been simmering for years, with some even claiming that Canelo has displayed tactical avoidance.
I don't think he'll fight Benavidez because I think for him he has too much pride and he doesn't want to lose to another Mexican.
When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico.
Hailing from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life, anybody.
Everywhere you go, they see Canelo, they ask him about the Mexican monster. Everywhere I go, they ask me about Canelo. They want to see that fight.
Once viewed as a future possibility, providing Benavidez kept winning, the fight has become a must-see attraction that Canelo is struggling to evade.
That name of David Benavidez, he's not going to be able to go to sleep until he fights David Benavidez.
Like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter. But my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
And I think Saul acknowledges that victory over Caleb Plant would give him shouting rights to say, me.
These guys are so quick to talk shit, saying that I'm nothing, I'm trash, this and that. That's whatever, but people, they don't want to fight me for a reason.
Canelo's going to be in control. Yeah, I think so. You know, that's my opinion. I've been in there with both of them. But Benavidez, he's going to give it his all. He's a fighter.
Canelo Bivol. I'm sticking with my guns. I think Bivol gets it.
My manager and trainer want me to fight in 175 with Dimitri Bivol, so I just do it.
He is natural 175. He throws volume punching, ones and twos, and I think he's got some good pop.
If he would have said fight at heavyweight, you fight at heavyweight? Of course.
For the light heavyweight championship of the world.
In May 2022, Canelo showed that every fighter has a limit as he grappled with the size and strength of Dimitri Bivol.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command.
The Russian's imposing frame, underrated footwork, and long levers caused no end of trouble.
He's a boxing robot in there. Look at him go. Oh my word, Bivol!
Yeah, he's frustrated. Canelo is definitely frustrated.
He's still undefeated, Dimitri Bivol!
I feel like I could come out of this fight with my head held high because I gave the best of me, a different weight class. You know, I'm looking for challenges in my career that take me out of my comfort zone. So I'm proud and I'm feeling good.
And now he has to decide whether he wants to rematch Dimitri Bivol or move back to 168 and fight in his natural weight class. Knowing him, I'm almost certain he'll want to rematch Dimitri Bivol.
Canelo Álvarez and Gennady Golovkin are trending towards a deal for a third fight that'll pair two of the biggest stars in boxing.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable. I feel strong. You know, like I feel ready, guys. See you Saturday night.
Obviously the defeat hurt, but you know, we're back on the path to greatness and I'm really delighted to be here and I want to thank everyone for the support.
You hear me? Oh, hail the king! Still the undisputed super middleweight!
A comeback win over Gennady Golovkin settled their trilogy, but Triple G's clear deterioration cast a further cloud.
I thought he should have stopped that version of Golovkin. If Canelo is who he says he is, I'm an all-time great, you got to take advantage of a fighter like that that literally just showed up to get a check.
It was difficult to decide whether this remained the sharp-shooting Canelo of old. Poised at times to pull the trigger, the Guadalajara native either wouldn't or couldn't excel beyond the lower gears.
I want to shake hands to Canelo, congrats, all team, guys. It's a real warrior. If you not understand nothing.
Could the man who started his career 18 years ago as a 15-year-old super lightweight finally be slowing down?
So he's been around an awful long time, but I just see a little sliding.
Sometimes you hit a wall where you're still dangerous. You're still who you are that got you there. And then you start working your way backwards. You still can win, but you can still see a decline. Some scary shit.
Is Canelo pound for pound?
I'll give it to him. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. You know, look at all he's accomplished. I've never been a hater. I'll never take nothing away from him. He's a king right now, man.
3, 2, 1, it's a celebration. Had to go SpaceX for the elevation. And they can't come close to the dedication.
His legacy already confirmed, Canelo craves a Bivol rematch to right the original wrongs. Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, or even Edgar Berlanga remain viable options.
I'm just not really sure, reputation-wise, where he sits if, let's say, he doesn't really do anything else of any great significance.
However, fans are hoping that a swift U-turn will happen for the man who once stated he would never face another Mexican fighter.
That's a little thing that he just needs to take care of in order to make history. And if he doesn't do that, there's always going to be that doubt.
Even though Canelo has found success against taller fighters in the past, Benavidez would tower over him with a 6-inch advantage. Benavidez also enjoys 4 inches extra reach. 6 years younger, Benavidez has less mileage on the clock, packing his work into 130 rounds.
Benavidez could beat everybody. My money's with Benavidez until he gets beat. And then if he gets beat, I'm still with him.
He might become the greatest fighter ever, Benavidez. I don't know.
Canelo's 460 sessions displays his vast experience, and his 63% KO ratio has been consistent even as he climbed the weights. Benavidez enjoys dishing out punishment, and his 85% knockouts epitomizes this cruel finisher.
But this kid, David Benavidez, is special. As he stops David Lemieux in the 3rd round. There's a person that has earned the right to be in the ring against Canelo Álvarez, which would be absolutely, positively box office.
This is a real start to my career. I feel like this is the second half of my career. We've got there. Now let's push the pace and let's make even more goals for ourselves.
Todos deben de saber, desde que siempre me tienen a uno ahí, era Golovkin, era Trow, era Lara, era uno, siempre decía, no le va a pelear, es un monstruo, sí, es un monstruo, ¿por quién?
As the smaller man, Canelo would be unable to bully the sizable Benavidez as he stalks forward, walking Canelo down, pushing him to the ropes in an attempt to tee off.
How do you beat the slick boxers who aren't showing up to go toe-to-toe?
Or you have to have a different styles, so you have to apply a lot of pressure, do a lot of body work, and cut off the ring.
Canelo is always dangerous in that position, given his counter-punching prowess and the fact that David is not difficult to find.
Canelo's no Caleb Plant. Canelo's got a better IQ. He can hit, and one thing Canelo we know has got is whiskers.
A toe-to-toe shootout may favor Álvarez, who doesn't like being forced to compete at a fast pace, while Benavidez's body attacks will deplete the gas tank.
You got a young lion who throwing damn near 100 punches around. You had a hard time surviving with a guy who throwing 55 to 60 around. You gonna put him in there with a guy throwing 100 around now?
Early on, Canelo's fast, powerful 1-2s will be a factor. But the later it goes, the more things favor the younger, stronger, bigger man.
Caleb in the beginning was very slick.
Yeah.
But Benavidez just kept pressing, putting it on him, and then towards the latter half of the fight.
Starting to wear down Plant hurt. Plant is hurt in a major way.
First pay-per-view, I wasn't really trying to make any mistakes.
With Benavidez having already rumbled with Plant, and Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia showing no fear, 2023 looks like a year from making the big fights happen.
I'm here to stay, and I'm here to give the people the best fights they want to see.
As Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford edge closer to a generational encounter, getting 2 supreme super middleweights in the ring would be a boxing masterstroke.
Anybody, and I guarantee you I'll knock everybody out.
David Benavidez against Canelo Álvarez, an all-Mexican showdown in the coveted September date. Who wouldn't want to see that? Turtles are considered to be peaceful animals, quite shy and reserved, making it hard to know if they're fighting. You need to watch for the signs such as bruises and bite marks on their heads and legs, remaining hidden underneath rocks or logs, constant chasing each other in the tank if confined, increased activity, like becoming more active than they usually are in the tank, openly displaying championship belts, cruising with the honeys, and making it rain. And of course, you know these are fighting reptiles if they ever show up in a Motivedia presentation.